Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now today I have taken a trip down memory lane. For those eagle-eyed people who know will already have guessed where I am, but I am in fact fishing local to home down at the awesome Durleigh Reservoir. Now I haven't been here for over 5 years. Before COVID was the last time I came down to here. Since then, the fish have grown so much. There's multiple 30 pounders in here now, and the biggest one in the lake is probably knocking on the door of 40 pounds. 5 years, how time flies. It seems like only yesterday that I was here, but there's one big difference when I came here last time. Before, you used to be able to turn up on the gate and it was first come, first serve with regards to pegs, but now you have to book your pegs. So I'm down, hopefully doing tomorrow as well, for a couple of days with my mate Blaze, and his mate James is coming down tomorrow. We're in peg 1 today, which is lovely for me, right near the car park, and tomorrow we're in peg 11, which is the other side of the dam wall. So I'm going to take you around into the peg and show you exactly what we're doing. The rods are already out because, as is always the way with these day only venues, the morning and right at the very end of the day is the best time. So we raced up, got the rods out. I've just been down to answer the call of nature. Thought I'd do the introduction, and I'm now going to take you back into the swim and show you exactly how we're approaching Durleigh Reservoir. In fact, before I show you how we're approaching Durleigh, I'm going to show you it, because for those of you that haven't been here, obviously as the name would suggest, it is a reservoir. I don't know how big it is. It's got to be 60-70 acres, I would say. It's absolutely full to the brim at the minute. That end where I'm looking down there, there's Blaze there, stood behind the swim, is the shallow end. And then as it goes up, as most reservoirs do, it gradually gets deeper right up until you get to the dam, which is here. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of buoys out there. Not boys as in boys and girls, but flotation buoys, because it is a boating lake. As you can see behind here, they've got a nice little a boating hut and a boating yard. So the first peg is actually the one that we're in. Now, years ago, you used to be able to fish right on the jetty here, right on the ramps, and you used to fish out to those. I thought they were floating buoys, but there's nets underneath them, because basically what that is in the middle over there is like a pumping station for water, and then that's a water treatment plant, and they've netted it off so the fish don't get inside of it and obviously get sucked away, and then we end up drinking parts of the fish. So you're fishing up to them, but obviously from the angle where we're fishing over there now. And all you do is, when you get a bite, you just walk up to an open area of the buoys and you can just guide the fish in and around them. The lake itself, it's about 20 foot deep where we're fishing, and it goes right down the bottom to the shallows to about 4 or 5 foot deep. I think the stock's pretty much unknown. There's a good head of carp in here, and there's some good carp in here as well. I think the biggest is knocking on the door of 40 pounds. Now, when I first moved to Somerset 11 odd years ago, when I only had one chin, if you caught a 20 out of here, you was jumping up and down. Not that for me, carp fishing is about size, but it's so nice to see venues progressing over time. And I'm going to take you for a little walk down now. Like I just said, I was going to show you the tactics first, but I thought I'd just give you a little brief overview of the lake. And if you want to book, you have to log on to the website, and I think you can book 2 weeks in advance. It opens at midnight for 2 weeks in advance, however it works. Blaze has done that, Blaze is admin, to get on here. But it's a fantastic venue. I've actually filmed on here before when I was with Fox back in the day, and we actually fished in this very area here and caught a lot of lovely carp. And one of the fish that I caught is actually now the lake record, so that shows how much they've grown. But yeah, lovely chunk of water, nice bit of local fishing, near to home, days only. Let's see how we get on. So this is the office. That has all the information for the anglers. Obviously you're pre-booking your pegs online, but if you want to know all the rules before you come down, there they are there. And this is the lake. So if you are looking to book on Durleigh, this gives you an idea of where the swims are. This is where we are, in peg 1, and tomorrow we're in peg 11. Obviously this is the deeper end, the dam, up to the shallows. Depth map there as well. Here's the setup then. I've got my Kaizen greens. These are the 10-foot versions. These are exactly the same setup as I took over to Belgium. Because we're bait boating here, that's something that I need to mention. We are bait boating here, we're not casting. You're allowed to use them up until the end of April. I've just gone for this setup. It's the same setup, like I say, I used that there. I'm not casting. So I've got the 10-foot 4-pound greens. I've got my XCWs on there, which these are a fantastic reel. I've got a set of Bases, but these are brilliant. And as well, I've got loads of spare spools with these, and on there I've just got the 20-pound sub braid, and I've got an IQ2 leader on there as well. Obviously braids nice, and or the sub braids nice and heavy, very responsive. We're fishing up to a buoy line, not a line of actual buoys like I've already said before, but flotation buoys. And with the braid I know I can lock down tight, and when I get a bite, hopefully if I get a bite, they come straight away from it. And then this is the rig end, beyond big carp, certainly for me. There's a lot of bream in here, and one thing that I've known fishing places with a lot of bream is they tend to not really go for pop-ups. So I've gone for big carp hinges. That is the mouth trap there. I think that's 25 pounds. I've got a size 6 or a 4, I think that is. Choddy hook on there. That is the test bait from Sticky when it focuses. Not very good at this camera work, am I? 16mm pop-up, and I've got a PTFE swivel. Now these PTFE coated swivels are really, really good because they just move so freely, and that's one of the key things with this rig, is it can move so free. Lovely little curve on there. We all like a nice curve. And then I've got about, I don't know, there's about 6 inches of boom there. Quite short rig for me, but we're dropping over really hard ground. Hybrid lead clip. And I've got a 5-ounce lead because we're dumping it out of the boat, and all I'm putting in the boat is just a good few handfuls of 16mm krill. And I'm going to go down now and I'm going to show you the rod setup, because it looks like a bit of a cut and shut setup, but I'll explain more when you see them. But yeah, that's going out. We've got two, well, fishing 2 rods a piece, but they're going out into the middle of Durleigh with a good few handfuls of boilies over the top. Look how that's rolling, look. Lovely. The swim. Look at this for a setup then. Talk about mix and match. So what we've done, it's actually worked out quite well really, because Blaze can't fish properly with his reel handles on the right side like me. The rods actually sit nice next to each other. So there's mine on the right there. Got my rod, Blaze's rod, my rod, Blaze's rod. Bit of a mismatch where we put the bank sticks, but you can't really get them in here because it's quite hard on this sort of like coarse ground there. So we've just gone every other, which is the best way to fish when you're fishing in pairs. He's got exactly the same reels as me, so he's got the sub braid on as well. And then he ain't got the green, black and white, so is he? Not yet. And yes, we've just got, like I say, every other, but they're out there. And the beauty is with fishing with braid is it's just so responsive, you know. We're probably fishing, I would say them boys there are 200s, 220. Put it this way, it'd be a good cast to get out there. In fact, I probably wouldn't be able to cast that far anyway. But with that braid, you know, it's super responsive. Clutches are sort of like, they're not mega tight, because with braid, for those of you that haven't fished with braid, it's all or nothing, you know. I'm hoping throughout the course of either today or tomorrow filming a bite on braid, because it's absolutely insane, you know. You'll just be sitting here now watching those bobbins, and all of a sudden it will just absolutely smack the top, the tip starts going mad, and then you can yeah, the hook is well and truly set. So that's the rod situation. Now what we might do, because we can fish with 3 rods a piece, is we may put a couple of rods out into the open water if we start seeing them show. But primarily, even all these years on, up against this damn wall, the deeper end was always the more prolific end. And like I say, these rods are being dropped out with the old boat. That is the Sailvvay C series. I talk about it a lot. It's a fantastic piece of kit. It's got the autopilot on it, set the home point, and obviously we can just autopilot these straight out to where we're fishing, and it makes life so much easier. And if you are interested in a boat, this is my sales pitch now. Use the code TOM25 up until the end of July to save £100 off of any bait boat package over on the Sailvvay website. So I fully appreciate that boats are a lot of money, but there's certainly something that I think nowadays, venues that you go to where they do allow bait boats, it's more of an advantage to have one in the van or the car than to not have one. And the beauty with the Sailvvay is it's absolutely packed full of gadgets and features, and it isn't one of them that needs programming, and you know, you don't need a you don't need a degree to be able to use it. You can literally switch the button on at the back, turn the controller on, and it's all very self-explanatory. Fantastic boat. And then we've got buckets of bait there. So I've got krill, we've got, I think there's a few, what we've got, we've got krill 16s, krill 12s, and then Blaze has got his mixture. Blaze is sponsored by Mainline, so he's got Isofish and Cell, I think, in there. I've got the krill, plenty of boilies for the reservoir carp, all about enjoying the day. And hopefully we can show you a few carp. That's enough of me rambling. We're about 8 minutes into the video now, and that's enough of the rambling. But keep listening, because like I always like to do in my videos, there is going to be a giveaway. I just need to decide what that giveaway is and how you can win the giveaway. We've had to wait a little longer than what we both thought. Blaze's rod is just gone. I say we're fishing with braid, so it's instant on the bites. Got one rod missing because he is into one, so I'm going to put this camera down and focus, because it'd be nice to get the first one of the day in. I'll tell you what, that wind has got a bit of a bite to it. A little bit closer now. As you know, with my expert filming, there's not going to be any B-roll, so this is the best you're going to get. So this is the about 5 minutes later. So fishing a long way out. Beauty is you've got quite high banks, so you can sort of, the person playing the fish can stand behind the person playing the net and lift the fish up high. There is a few little rocks, you see this margin there where they built it up, because obviously you get a lot of wind and erosion on the banks. They've built it up with these rocks, and obviously a few of them have slipped down, and it does we're going to see the fish in a minute. It's just breached out there, as my old mucker Brad would say. He loves a breach. I've never even heard anybody say that before he started doing city carp with Brad. Breach. Looks like a nice comment, that. Good comment in it, that. Yeah, so we must say at this stage the biggest fish in here, like I say, is sort of 35 to 38, but the fish are sort of mid-20 plus. Well, like I say, all the fish we catch are all equally as hard earned and decent, but out of here, something 25 plus for me is sort of like your target fish, what you'd want for the day, and here it comes. Hopefully you can walk it straight into the old net, and I'm going to net it with one hand. Not bad on that, is it?
Right.
I'm trying to slip in off these rocks because I do not want to be going in this water, I tell you. Here we go. Nice common, that. Big old gob on it. Here we go. Look at that. Go on, Blaze. Good fish that is. That'll do. That'll do for starters. Here it is. Like I say, down here on Durleigh, if you can get a mid-20, it makes the day. So this one here was a fraction under £26. Proper lively. Reservoir fish. If that was in, say, linear and it had that shape, it'd probably be about 34, 35, but they're just different breeds, these fish. Got any word for us, Blaze? I was going to go for this whole vlog and you won't have said a word.
It's a lovely one to start the day. It's just nice to get off the mark. Hopefully, now if I won and they found the bait, I can hopefully get into a few. But lovely start, like Tom said, £26 is a good fish for Durleigh, so couldn't have asked for a better start, to be honest.
Lovely. Whenever it's slow, obviously, I know it causes massive controversy. Controversy is good though, isn't it? Technology. Let's go find the fish. Just sitting here now, just chilling. It's gone a little bit quiet. I'm just sending the old vessel out. We're going to explore a little bit of water that we've got in our peg that we haven't got any rods in at the minute, and hopefully can find some fish. And if I locate them on the old vessel, I'm going to press that button here. I think so. I'm going to save a spot. I'm going to drop some rods on it. So when you go, do your thing. Well, as is the way down here, we've sat out most of the day. Freezing cold northeasterly wind blowing, and nothing else has really happened. And then all of a sudden, blaze into another one. And I've just had one down there. So yeah, double take. We've got about an hour and a half to go. I'm literally just tightening up the rod now. But yeah, kicking off. So hopefully Blaze can get this one in. And then we can show you a couple more Durleigh carp, but it's looking good for tomorrow, that's for sure. Well, I reckon these are going to be the last 2 bites. I say the last 2, like we've had loads. We've had 4 bites, Blaze had 2, I've had 1 and lost 1 like a true professional. But we are back tomorrow. Hopefully it dries up a bit, but there we go. A fine brace of Durleigh carp to end day 1. This one's kicking right off and I don't want to get any wetter than what I already am. So I'm going to put these back, pack up. I'm going home for a big old curry and I'll be back in the morning. See you tomorrow. Well, I guess they say old habits die hard. You don't need to get on the gate first now, obviously, to get first choice of peg, but years ago I used to get here really early, just like I used to at Walthamstow, to have first choice of peg. But as the turn events would have it, here I am, first on the gate, ready to rock and roll for day 2. It's another wet start, but day 2 is started a lot better than day 1. And I did say, didn't I, yesterday, that day 2, when we moved into this peg over here, we was hoping it was going to be a lot more prolific, and it's certainly not disappointing. That's 2 carp in the first 2 drops. It just shows, even on a big reservoir like this, if you get the location and the swim right, it can be the difference between a good day and a really, really good day. So I'm going to duck out the rain, get another rig prepared. We're going to fish 2 rods each. We're tripling up in here today. James's mate Blaze, Blaze's mate James is joining us. So we're going to fish 2, 2, 2, alternate the rods. So it's like James's rod, Blaze's rod, my rod, James's rod, Blaze's rod, my rod. And let's do this, day 2. Right, day 2 has started as we expected. Just shows the difference between being over that side and over this side. There's my boat there, just come back to the home point. Blaze has got one down there in the net. That's his mate James. James, what have you got anything to say?
It's going to be carnage. It's going to be carnage.
Gonna have a good day, hopefully. Oh, that was James, got the rod already. And I've got one down here, just sitting in that retainer. There's my boat. Let me show you. So yeah, it's a little bit carnage, but that's what we expected today. Like I say, we got here yesterday, done the day yesterday in swim 1, and we knew it was not going to be a struggle, but we'd have to work for the bites. And the difference straight away you can see on the echo is that this side's about 9 or 10 feet shallower. So it's quite clear that the fish are in the shallower water this side. The guys in here yesterday did have a few as well. All we've got to do now is carry on having a good day, work our way through some Durleigh carp, and hopefully there's a few big ones there to be had as well. I'm going to keep you updated as much as I can. Durleigh Carnage. Well, he said today coming over here was going to be carnage. Fish in there, fish down there, fish down there. I think that's our 6th or 7th bite, is that right? 6th or 7th bite in about an hour and a half. But we've got 3 rods left out of the 6 out there, so we're going to get these fish out now. I'm going to show you them. But Blaze has just had a mirror. Now, it's probably about a 1 in, what, 50 chance of a mirror to a common? 1 in 50, 1 in 70 chance mirror to common. So we've got a mirror in there, nice common there, and a common over there. So let's have a little goose. There we go then, a Durleigh 2-tone. Don't know how big he is. Mid upper double. Got the chops on that bad boy. Proper set of mouth. Mouth? Proper set of mouth? Proper set of chops. Proper reservoir dog, as we say. There we go. Hopefully there's a few more to be had. Off you go, mate. 2-tone. It's all about a reservoir mirror. 26.5 pound. Serious photographer here.
Oh, I've got all I need.
There we go.
Do you want another side?
Yeah, flip around.
Whilst there's a bit of a lull in the action, there's the old vessel with a little bit of krill juice on her. So I've got my 16mm krill in there, as you can see. Got my tiger nuts there. Again, my sales pitch, use code TOM10 to save yourself 10% over on the Kent Particles website. And there, we've got some serious cod balls, as Nick Hellier calls them. That is 20mm krill active. Proper donkey chokers. And what I'm going to do today, it might work against me, but I'm going to tie a multi-rig up, big carp multi-rig I think, and fish a 20mm straight bottom bait and see how that works. Yeah, so I've got a mix of 20mm actives, washed out 16s, tiger nuts, the vessel. Let the day carry on. Absolutely kicking off here. There's another one just on its way back home. The old vessel's on its way back out. The other boat's on its way back out to drop a rod. pure Carnage in the swim. And I said I was going to do a giveaway, didn't I? So I'm going to get this net out of the way. I'm going to address everybody. Oh, that's my boat, just made it back to shore on my own camera. There we go. Yeah, so I said I was going to do a giveaway, didn't I? And I'm going to do a giveaway, and you haven't got to comment anything, you haven't got to do anything. Well, in fact, you have got to do something. All you've got to do is press that subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Obviously, you know now that I'm doing these world-renowned professional vlogs that are filmed and edited to the highest of standards. I'm sure one day Netflix will be calling. And I'm going to give away a set of 3 of these. Not the green ones, but a set of the black and whites. I'm going to take you over to Blazes to show you what they look like. So these are the black and whites. Obviously, you've just seen there that mine are the green that will hopefully one day be coming out. Give away a set of 3 of these. You can choose what size you want when I pick the winner. And I'm going to pick the winner 2 weeks from when this video goes out. So all you got to do is hit that subscribe button. Oh, it's braid. I think that was just me moving it. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button. And like I say, thank you for supporting the channel. I'm going to pick one lucky person to win a set of the Corda black and white bobbins. Right, let's carry on catching a few. Carnage, another one on. James got a 25. I'm walking back because I'm filming at the same time. One for the old bite police. Madness. Oh. That's a common, would you believe? Still got the one in there, I guess. Two's up. Actually 2 in there. James is back on the camera. As quick as we're putting them out, they're going. There's Blaze with what is known as a glass carp. Not a grass, a glass. Look at that, real cool, unique fish. Look at that, lovely.
Time for a few more.
Just getting the rod back out. As you can see, we have got 3 nets propped up out in the water. Had a bit of a quiet spell, but it has just kicked off. And in the last probably hour and a half, I don't even know how many we've had. 10, 11, I think we're over 20 bites now between all 3 of us. And I'm just taking a seat, as you can probably see by my legs there. I'm taking a seat. I've got the boat on autopilot, sitting here, taking a bit of line out. This is what carp fishing's all about, and I can hear the old haters there saying, oh, that's not fishing. Well, let me tell you, it's us boys enjoying ourselves, and that's all that matters. But what we do know is if we keep getting bites, a bigger one is going to come along. So I'm going to keep ploughing through, or we're all going to keep ploughing through them, and hopefully that big one, or a few big ones, are not going to be far away. Even got a visit from the old current bun. Yeah, 0 rods out for me. Little redrop. Well, it's been a hard couple of days, not the fishing side of things. Day fishing is definitely a lot harder than night fishing. You're up early, you're finishing late, back home, back out again in the morning. Yesterday was a bit of a, not a struggle, but nowhere near as prolific as what today's been. We've waded through plenty of carp. I think we must be well over 30 fish now. And we did think that if we keep wading through them, the bigger ones will appear. Not only have we got 2 good commons, but we've also got, what I just had, a rather nice mirror as well. So how's that to round it off? And if you are interested in fishing at Durleigh, I highly recommend it because there's loads of carp in here, loads of big carp, and you can have plenty of action. Job's a good one. See you on the next one. Lovely. That way, mate.